Sergeant Steve Lund, the Public Information Officer for Virginia State Police in Division 4. And we're here today to discuss the incident yesterday here in Buchanan County. First, I'd like to make a couple of introductions just so everybody knows who is present with us today. To my right, Sheriff Ray Foster, Buchanan County Sheriff. Tamara Neo is Commonwealth Attorney for Buchanan County, and Sergeant Michael Conway will be here today. First, let me say is with a heavy heart that we come here today to discuss this matter. First, I'd like to allow Sheriff Foster, he'd like to make a statement first. Sheriff Foster.
First off, I want to say I want to thank you all for being here today. And I want to thank the state police for everything that they've done. They've been a godsend down here. I've got a statement here I'm going to try to read to you, so just bear with me. We lost some good men and stuff yesterday, but I'm Sheriff Ray Foster with the Buchanan County Sheriff's Office. First, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for all the support and prayers for our department and our members in the past 24 hours. I mean, we've received a tremendous amount from other counties, other agencies, other deputies of the badge and stuff. I mean, we're all here. We're a close-knit community here in Buchanan County. Many of us, our families, have grown up together, and we look out for one another, which makes what happened yesterday even harder for our community and this department. The Buchanan County Sheriff's Office prides itself in its mission to serve and to protect the residents of Buchanan County. Yesterday, we lost two fine veteran deputies, sheriff's deputies, Neil Justice and Deputy Billy Stilton. To Deputy Justice and Deputy Stilton's wives and children and extended family, we thank you for sharing them with us for the past several years that we've been here. We've worked here hard. I've been sheriff here for 8 years, and that's exactly what Billy was my deputy for. Neil was here a little longer. He was here about 10 years. But I want the family to know that we do respect everything that they've done for us, the deputies and things. Please take comfort in knowing that their sacrifice was not in vain. These two men gave their lives for what they dedicated their lives to doing, bravely protecting and serving others. They was on the job, they got their call, they went and done what they're supposed to do. That's what these men did to protect this county. They were there at the scene yesterday to protect the county from a deadly act of shooting. A fellow that was shooting, trying to shoot people and anything else that moved. My deputies was there on the scene. Same goes for Deputy Eric Rasnick and Deputy Shane Charles, who are still hospitalized from their injuries. And please, we need all the prayers and stuff that you can give to these families and deputies. They need them. Our prayers go out to their families, to the hopes that they will recover and maybe one day return to wear this uniform that we so proudly wear. I noticed a lot of my deputies and other sworn-in officers here in this county. I just want to tell you, I was there yesterday also myself, and it was a bad situation. And I appreciate every single one of them that was there fighting for the lives of the brothers that we had. I want to thank the Russell County Sheriff's Office, the Tazewell County Sheriff's Office, and Wise County Sheriff's Office for their mutual aid and response yesterday. Like I said, we had a multitude of brothers in arms that was up there. It was a bad tragedy. And I want to thank the Virginia State Police, as I said, for covering our cause. They've been a godsend to us. I want you to know that my heart goes out to them for having to work the accident and things that happened. It's been about 40 years since Buchanan County lost a deputy in the line of duty to lose 2 men and have 2 more seriously injured. And the same day is overwhelming for the department, but we still have a job to do for the citizens of this county, and we will get through this thanks much to the support and the strength of our people and citizens of Buchanan County. And I know that to be true because I've been a Buchanan County fellow for a while. And we went through floods, we pulled through, we went through other tragedies, and we pulled through. And with the help and support of all the people in Buchanan County, I know we will go through this, we will work it, we will get through it. I want to invite folks to the Candlelight Vigil tonight. It's being held out here at the courthouse at 7 p.m. in honor of our brave deputies that lost their lives. And we got 2 that's, one's in, both of them is in ICU. One is on a respirator and stuff, but he's going to try to make it. The other one's holding his own. Also, our local churches, and thank God for them, will be open tonight for families and friends in need of some support and fellowship. So any of you that need it, we will have the churches open. And, of course, my sheriff's office never closes. It's open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And even though we are in this trying time, we do and plan on still doing what we can for the citizens and people of Buchanan County. And then, like I said, just bear with us while we're doing this. That's about all I've got to say. And I'm going to turn it back over to the trooper. I do have a press release that I'll be giving to you and sure that you can take. And, like I said, we're just working through it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Foster. Just a recap, as this is an active investigation, certainly the information that we have now is not conclusive. The facts are still coming in. There'll be some things that we can discuss. Obviously, there'll be things that we cannot discuss because it is an active investigation. Just a recap of the events that occurred yesterday. This all started around approximately 2 p.m. yesterday. Report of a larceny in progress at the Rogers Service Center was reported to the Buchanan County Sheriff's Office. Deputies were dispatched to that location. Initially, the suspect was not located on the property. After a short period of time there, apparently the deputies came under fire from the assailant in a concealed location above that business. A secondary call came in that the officers were down. Additional deputy sheriffs and state troopers responded to the location. The search began for the suspect. At that time, there were some reports that there may have possibly been 2 shooters. We pretty much with certainty now know that there was only 1 shooter involved in this incident. The shooter began to move from his concealed location, and officers began to track that suspect. He was located at a second location where he fired on deputies a second time. The type of weapon at this time has not been determined. The weapon has been recovered and is currently at the forensics lab in Roanoke, and we'll make a determination at some point in the near future if this is actually the weapon involved in the shooting. I will try to take a few questions. If you have a few questions, I will try to answer those questions for you.
Can you identify the shooter yet?
Have we identified the shooter? Yes, we have identified the shooter. The shooter was Grundy Newberry, and he's 52 years old, and he is of the Van Zandt community here in Buchanan County.
Was there any motive for why he was at the junkyard to begin with?
I'm not going to get into motive right now. It's still under investigation.
And you mentioned that there were two deputies who were currently in the hospital. You know who is in what condition?
I don't know the condition of those deputies now. I can refer to the sheriff there. He may be able to give you a little more information on the condition of the deputies.
Which one? Well, you said one was in ICU and the other one's on respirator.
As I said, there's one that is on respirator. He's the one in Kingsport. It'll be Shane Charles.
Shane. Spell that last name.
He's doing best he can. Rick Rasnick, the one that is in Bristol Hospital, he was shot 3 times, and he's not went through surgery from what I understand, but most of his wounds was clean through, so he wasn't damaged too bad. They do have him in ICU also.
And those names will be in the press release for the deputies.
Have you had any run-ins with Mr. Newberry before? Did he have a criminal record here?
Can't discuss criminal history. As to the history of Mr. Newberry, I'm not aware of any, but again, that's something that we couldn't get into right now anyway.
How far from the first location was the second location where the second firing occurred?
This all occurred within about a 2-mile area from the initial call, within 2 miles of the service center.
On the same road?
I believe it was on the same road, or close to it.
During the association, the suspect and the Rogers, the record service that were started.
I can't speak to that at this time. I don't have that information.
And just to clarify, the officers who were killed were the first 2 who arrived at the scene there at the service center.
I'm not certain on that. We could have Special Agent Matt perhaps could answer that better. The question was, were the 2 deputies that were shot, were they both of those deputies killed initially, or did it occur at 2 separate locations? They were the first 2. They were the first 2, yes.
And can you tell us where the 2 injured officers, where they were, what they were doing at the time that they were shot? Were they trying to get the other officers?
I think they were actively searching for the suspect, and he was located at a residence a short distance from the service center, and that's where that encounter occurred. He began to fire on the deputies, and then he was subsequently located at another location at a residence a little further down the roadway.
Eric and Shane were the first 2 officers.
Eric and Shane.
What's that?
Eric and Shane were the first 2 officers that were there.
The 2 that's hospitalized was the first 2 deputies that arrived on scene.
Arrived on stage of the larceny call, or to okay.
And so the 2 that were killed.
The 2 first responders to the initial call were the 2 deputies that are deceased now. Yes, ma'am.
That's not how what you said. You said Eric and Shane were the first 2, and they are the 2 in the hospital?
The 2 deputies that first responded is the 2 that's in the hospital. The 2 that was killed was ones there to help the downed officers.
Do you know if they were in the car at the time when they were shot? Were they outside looking? Or?
I'm not for sure. That will be into the investigation, and I'm not. And before I do, but I noticed Grundy Fire Department and some of the fire departments and ambulances people is here. I want to really thank them for their support and stuff that they done. Like I said, we all pulled together yesterday, and we did pull off what we done.
So the shooter, he was shot and killed at a residence, your residence, of the
Yes, ma'am.
Service Center?
That's correct.
Did the residents report seeing him there, or?
We were actively searching. The law enforcement that was on the ground at that point in time were actively searching for the suspect. And I'm not sure if there were phone calls come in that indicated his location, but he was confronted in the front yard of a residence. He'd apparently gone there to borrow a telephone and was talking on a cell phone when the officers arrived there. They confronted him. He had his back to them. He was given orders multiple times to put his hands up and get on the ground, and apparently did not comply with those orders. At one point in the confrontation, he turned and pulled a handgun on those officers, and they subsequently fired, shot, and killed him there at the scene.
Were the third and fourth deputies who were shot, not the original two, were they shot at the same time and in the same location, or did it happen over a period of time?
I don't have that information. We probably couldn't get into that right now. Anyway.
The two officers who were shot, are they at hospitals in Bristol, did you say?
I'm not sure exactly where the location is. I think there's one in Holston Valley. Both in Bristol. Bristol
and Holston.
One in Bristol, one in Holston Valley.
Can I ask the sheriff a question?
Yes, you can.
Sheriff, have you had a chance to go to the hospitals and talk to your deputies?
Do what now?
Have you had a chance to go to the hospital and talk to your deputies, either Bristol or Kingsport?
Yes, I went last night, and matter of fact, I got home about 5 this morning. One that is on respirator, I did not get to see. They were just letting the family in. The other one I did talk to, and he's still got a bullet lodged in him, but he was very talkative. He was sedated, but like I said, he's holding his own. And I believe today they had to give him some blood, but he's getting his vitals back up. And hopefully he'll be back in the court.
How many sheriff's deputies did you have on duty at the time of the shootings? How many sheriff's deputies did you have on duty at the time?
Well, what's in my department, the ones that wasn't there, and which it is in the press release, that I've got about 33 sworn deputies, and we called in everybody because, like I said, there was shots fired, and we was just needing help. So,
But what's your average shift on a Sunday afternoon?
I would say there was at least 15 to 20 there, anywhere in that ballpark. And that's just a ballpark figure. That's not accurate. And like I said, it could be several there.
How is everybody holding up this morning? Are you guys doing okay? Have you been meeting with your captain?
What now? I'm sorry.
How's everybody holding up this morning?
Well, it was a devastating blow to my department. We're talking to chaplains and stuff. I know my department, like I said, a lot of them is over here, and it's hard to speak for them. But like I said, we're missed, and it's just a devastating blow. But we will work our office, and like I said, try to take what calls we can. And the state's been very, very cooperative with us, so we will take care of the county.
So the two deputies who were shot and who are in the hospital, it does appear that they're going to be okay.
I'm sorry, I keep having to ask and repeat, but
It looks like it. As we stand now, they're in obviously they're in serious condition, but and certainly anytime there's a gunshot wound, it's something that certainly is very serious. But right now they seem to be holding their own, which is a good indication that they'll recover.
Does Shane have any paralysis?
I can't speak to that. I haven't talked to any of the medical professionals, but I'm not certain.
You said that the deputy, or the shooter, was in sort of a hidden area in the woods. Was there any evidence that he had anything set up there, that he'd been there for some time? Or?
My understanding is he was at a location above the business. As to what type of concealment, or if it's some sort of a prearranged concealment method, I can't speak to that. We'll be getting into the investigation at this point.
Have you been able to do any kind of profiling of him? Was he a renegade or? somebody like runs a lot?
Well, anytime you have this type of an incident where shooting's involved, certainly bring in resources that will look at the profile of a person, and certainly we'll take a look at the criminal history, the background of an individual. But I don't want to get too much into that right now.
So was he back in the woods behind the service center? How did he was moving through those woods back there?
Initially, that is my understanding. He was concealed in an area, a wooded area above the business.
Okay. And then he moved down the road along through the woods.
I think once additional law enforcement arrived on scene, he began to move, and we began to track the individual at that point. Any other questions? Okay, I've been asked to just make a brief announcement here at the end of this. Donations are being accepted by the Grundy National Bank for the Deputy Relief Fund to help the families of all 4 victims of this tragedy. You can contact Monty Barnett at the Grundy National Bank in Grundy. And there's a phone number listed, and we'll provide you a copy of this information as well at the end of this press briefing. 935-8111, extension 232. Again, I'd like to express our appreciation to all the first responders, the EMS individuals, the fire departments that stayed with us through long hours tonight. We certainly appreciate all of your assistance. All of our brothers and sisters in law enforcement that responded out there, we certainly appreciate all that y'all have done and continue to do. As more information becomes available, we'll try to keep you updated on this case. Again, it is an active investigation, and State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations will be conducting a very thorough and complete investigation into this matter. So if there are no more questions,